Okay, it's recording. Hi, guys. Welcome to our Monday night leadership training call. So excited to have all of you on the call tonight. We had a super booming week last week. Everybody had a ton of promotions, a ton of sales with our special edition shake that sold out in just a couple of days, right? Hope some of you guys got your hands on him. I know Craig hasn't because he's in England, but he's still calling in at 2 a.m., so that's good. He wants to be part of this team as badly as he wants to help other people, so that's great. So I appreciate you guys getting on the call on your busy Monday night, but we try to do these calls to at least give you something so that you can use in your toolbox to get you through the week. I think Monday sets everybody up for success. So my first thing that I want to do is call on one of my girlfriends. She lives out west, and she's in Colorado. And we were on a leadership call today, and we have a special leadership thread that she shared a little story, and I thought it would be beneficial for you guys on the team to hear this. So Heidi is a 5-star Golden Circle with Isogenics. If you guys don't know what that means, it means she makes a pretty good income with Isogenics, and she's pretty secure with it. And she's built a great team, so that means she's helped a ton of people along the way get to where their goal is. And I just want to, she's super rock star, super helpful. We work together hand in hand doing things, projects. We share the same feeling of love for the team. We're always out there to help others. It has no financial benefit to us. We don't care, right, Heidi? Oh, we can't hear you. No. You're unmuted, but we can't hear you, right, guys? Or am I the only one? I don't know. She's got to put her headset on. See, if we could do it, we can too. Okay.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you now.
Oh my God. Okay. These AirPods are my nemesis and my best friend. When they work, they're my best friend. Anyway, this is our new puppy.
Hi.
This is Mate. And I mean, I'm sorry, Monty, our dog. Yeah, Monty, we keep doing that. So, okay. Anyway, Susie, thank you so much for inviting me on the call tonight. And I've got Paul here because I got to tell you, what I'm going to share is a lot about Paul. And it's about really, he has been so instrumental in keeping my mindset strong. I posted this on my Facebook wall today, and I think it's pretty cool. This is what I posted. I said, residual income equals, you ready? A new puppy, no sleep, 10 house guests, my birthday, Father's Day, our anniversary, and 5 figures all in the same week. I just got the chills. And, you know, I think that really, but the background of that is that's what happened. Last week, we cycled 126 times with my matches. 126 times. And when you understand, oh, can you guys still hear me? Sus? Okay, good. You can turn those AirPods off. And when you understand residual to go get it. And I'm going to share this because really I want to inspire you all. Paul has been a real inspiration to me, and I'll tell you, I'm going to tell all of you, please keep going, okay? When it gets tough, keep going. When you're in glory and you cycle 126 times, keep going. The only thing that can come between you and massive success is your own head. I really believe that. I truly believe that. This company is too brilliant. Our comp plan is too brilliant. Kathy and Jim are too brilliant, and our products are too phenomenal for it not to work for every one of us. there were many times in the 5.5 years that I've been in with this company that haven't met the goals that I set. Many, many, many times where I literally have been like crumpled up in a ball saying, I can't do this anymore. God, I'm going to cry. I really mean that. It hasn't been easy, but I'm going to say this with absolute conviction. It has been so flippin' worth it. And, there have been even more times where I've let my emotions get the best of me. Where you think you sponsor this incredible rock star, you pour everything you have into them and they quit. Anybody? Has that happened to anybody? You fly out for, to another state to train them and they do nothing. I mean, everything that has or it will or is happening to you, I've been through it. I really, truly have. But I've kept going. Thank you, Susie. And she's saying, yeah, so have I. There have been lots of times, and I think this is really relevant for this particular week because there's been so many rank advancements and promotions. I had my best week ever in the clutch of having all this other stuff going on. I'll tell you one thing. I worked way harder to get to 1 star, 10 cycles, than I did this past week to get to 126 cycles. None of us can do this alone. And, there have been, during times like this, I remember especially when I was first getting started in the business, there would be times where there would be all these rank advancements and I'd look in the mirror and go, what's wrong with me? What's wrong with me? Why aren't I rank advancing? I stayed at 4 star for 4 years. 4 years. I was frustrated. But, I really am so appreciative because I made sure that I listened to the right people and surrounded myself with positive people like Susie and like so many of you on our team. And we do have the absolute most amazing team. Run, don't walk from those that bring you down, from those that might say, this is a pyramid scheme. One of my top leaders, she's probably on this Zoom call right now. I just spoke with her. And she had someone say, oh yeah, that's a pyramid scheme. Someone that she thoughtfully put together, it took a whole afternoon to put an email together because the person said they were interested not only in the products, but the business. And she got an email back saying, oh no, I'm not, I don't want to be involved with the pyramid scheme. Let me tell you something, guys. That's happened to me. It's happened to Susie. It's happened to Lisa. If you're going to go all the way with this, it will happen to you if it hasn't already. When you're cycling 126 times and have a new puppy and have 10 people in your house and it's Aspen Wine and Food Festival and you don't really care. You just kind of look at them and go, next. And, when my husband, Paul, the very first time that he looked at this compensation plan, he said to me something that I'll always remember, and I've reminded myself when times have been tough in my business. He said, this compensation is brilliant. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. It's who sticks with the game. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. And we only have to build 2 legs, right? So we can all go. There's so much room at the top of this company. Kathy and Jim haven't created a situation where it's like, okay, we have 300 millionaires. That's all we're going to promote to millionaire. Or, you can only make $2 million a year, which is basically what our top leaders, Lynn and Michael, are making. I remember meeting a couple that was with Amway. And, I look at that company and it doesn't hold a candle to this company, but they were in during the time that we're in. And I guarantee you they had tough times. I'm sure there were times that they felt like quitting, just like us. I'm sure they got hit with this is a pyramid. They kept going. And guys, they lived, I remember meeting them on a golf course at Jackson Hole, Wyoming when I was in my 20s and thinking, and they had this huge ranch and, traveled around the world and et cetera, et cetera. And they were worth about $100 million. $100 million. And so we haven't even begun yet. This is the beginning of the beginning. And, I definitely have a new perspective on things lately. And it's really that every one of you, I used to kind of look at like Lynn and Lisa and some of the leaders, Jessica Regner and, some of the leaders and go, well, they're really kind of in a different universe than the rest of us. And I look at it now and go, no. We all have the exact same opportunity that any of them have. We can all do this. And, this is just the beginning. When I get into a negative place, and I like to talk about that because there's so much recognition, et cetera, on Facebook and on social media that sometimes, you kind of look at people and think, oh, well, they just kind of got on a helicopter and flew to the top. And it never is like that. Anything worth having is worth working really, really hard for. But there is nothing like residual income. So, when you get down, instead of getting down, get grateful. Make a list of things you're grateful for. The friends that I've made, the business partners I get to work with, the life I live, the lifestyle, the residual income, it's worth every bit of sweat equity 10 times that I've so far put in. And I will never quit. I will not allow my emotions to get the best of me anymore. And I can't wait to help so many, many more people build their bodies and their bank accounts. So that's really all I wanted to share. And Susie, I just want to really thank you for having me on the call as a guest.
Heidi, you're always so, I'm just so blessed to have you in my life. And we met years ago. Of course, we were in another company together, but we didn't even know each other then until we came over to Isogenics. You've always been so helpful, always leading by example, always helping anyone whenever you can. And truly, we are blessed to have you on our team. I've watched you since day one. You've never really lost your executive status. You've always maintained your exec status, which is huge. And you're doing the do. You're not asking anyone to do anything that you're not willing to do. And like you said, basically, this call today was going to be about your belief and building your posture and knowing where you want to go. And that kind of, when I read your little story about Paul, and I'm like, you know what, you need to share this on our call because other people need to hear it, not just from me, of course. And truly, we go through some of the hardest of times and we're still pushing through. And it's just like, did you ever see that illustration of the man that's digging through the cave and he's trying to get the gold at the end of the tunnel? You guys are right there. You're right there. Don't quit. That's the only way that you can fail in this business. And so now I'm going to segue into another example on this team that shined through this week. My dear friend, Jamie Kostenko. Jamie said no to me for 2 years. She said, nope, not doing Isogenics. I CrossFit girl. I know I eat paleo. I'm totally fit. I don't need your shakes. I don't want to do it. Tried network marketing before. Nope, not for me. I failed at that business before. This is not for my family. My husband doesn't believe in it. I know it would be successful for you, but I don't think it's something that's for me. So I'm just going to go and get my real estate broker's license and I'm going to sell real estate and that's what I'm going to do. And every year we would have lunch and I would say, Jamie, my paycheck is growing. And she's like, you can't be making that kind of money doing Isogenics. And I'm like, I am. So she's going to share a little bit about her story. And I think it would be so impactful because she came from a place of negativity. She said no to me for over 2 years. She stayed at a manager level for over 2 years, and then this year decided to make the shift as of January 1st. So Jamie, please share your story with everyone.
Thank
Brand
you.
new Crystal executive as of Friday.
Hi, everybody. Thank you, Susie. Thank you for letting me share on this call tonight. And by the way, I think it was 3 years, not 2. It was a long time. I was definitely, well, I got that back. That karma came back to me. So moving forward, I share that experience with everyone that I meet, and I introduce this to. So a little bit about myself. As Susie said, she reached out to me for a long time. We knew each other before from a previous company. At that time, I was doing CrossFit. I was eating paleo, organic. I have children who have ADHD, so I was always very careful with what we had in our house in terms of ingredients, coloring. So we ate very clean. I exercised 5 to 6 days a week. I couldn't lose the excess 10 to 15 pounds that I was trying to lose for a couple of years. So I did a challenge at the gym for 30 days where I like to go out on the weekends and I like to have some wine and I like to go out to dinner and eat. I like to work hard during the week and have a nice dinner. I wanted balance and I just wasn't getting the results. So I did a challenge for 30 days where I did not have anything at all and I lost 1 pound. And I knew it wasn't muscle. So that's when I called Susie and I signed up. And I signed up with the value pack. But before that, I kept asking her, can I just buy the shakes? Can I just taste them? Can I just get the shakes? I was a nightmare. I was the nightmare. So anyway, I signed up with the value pack. And it's been 3 years since then. And I'll never look back. It just transformed my whole life. By day 5, the light switch went on. I think in about 2 months, I lost about 27 pounds. I did work. The only thing I did was change my meals, my shakes, and I still kept my same workout routine. I went out to dinner on the weekend. I enjoyed it. And I'm the healthiest I've ever been in my life. And I just keep getting healthier every day. And I mean, there were so many other non-scale victories for me in terms of energy and sleeping, anxiety. My stress level was changed, everything. It was so monumental that I decided, and, at the same time, I knew Susie's income was really growing. I decided, who needs this? I can help so many people. With the transformation that I had inside and out, I just became passionate about it and started sharing it with people. That was, and then I quickly rank advanced to manager, and I stayed there for a really long time. Up until, when did I hit director? A month ago.
3 weeks ago, yeah.
So I don't know where the shift happened, but somewhere the shift happened in the last 6 months where I just started putting all of the, it's not like I wasn't doing anything the last 2.5 years. I was working, but I was hoping for it more than I was working for it. And I was attending every event and I was on every call and I was there, but it wasn't connecting. I wasn't putting it together. And I was very scared. Rejection was hard for me. And I got a lot of rejection, as I'm sure all of you have. And, I've been on the Florida ball like Heidi at times, and frustrated. But I knew that I was never going to quit because my vision is very strong and my goal is strong. I see all the success happening. And I had to look inside me and figure out where my disconnect was. And I think that I finally found it. And I mean, I'm still a work in progress. I have a long way to go, but in the last month, I ranked advanced to director, and then I just hit executive, and I'm feeling really good. I'm in a good place.
So tell me, Jamie, you say you were hoping for it for a long time, and now you're going for it. What was that shift, or what do you think is the change inside of you?
I sat down every day at my desk, and I would just stare at it, and I would just get ready. I wasn't reaching out to people. I wasn't picking up the phone. I wasn't calling them. I was really scared. So I felt like I was working, but I wasn't. So it was creating more stress for me. I just started calling people. I started reaching out to people and I started getting stronger every time I did that. And that was really just in the last 6 months. I didn't do it too much before that because I would get myself tongue twisted and I would get nervous. I started listening to more podcasts. I started really, really getting myself into learning, listening to it over and over and over again. And And then I don't know. I just started getting into action and talking. And every time I did it, I got more confident and more confident and more confident. And there was then there's no stopping me.
Yeah. Well, I do believe a lot of it has to do with you going to the events. Day one, I know we said it was non-negotiable. You had to go to every event, and you were very coachable. And you said, okay, whatever it is, but we've had some really deep conversations. There's a lot of times I said things you didn't like, right? A lot of times I was, that coach in the ear saying, come on, you could do it, building belief in you when you didn't believe it at yourself. I was the one who called it out, and I said, you're going to hit Crystal Executive. You're going to be the first Crystal Executive. You're going to hit Crystal Executive. Every time I see you, I would say it. I would send you pictures of it. I would change your Isopulse and put your name as it, right? So, once you dedicated it and you said that that's what you wanted to do, I was 100% right behind you saying, whatever it is that we have to do, let's do it, right?
Right.
So I feel like that's something that as a leader, as a team, that we really need to build our strengths on. It's not about us. It's what can you do for somebody else? How can you show up in somebody else's life and make a shift for that person? Because we can say we want it, but if we're not doing the action and the activity and making those phone calls, hiding behind text messages is not really giving somebody your belief or hearing your sound or, So for me, that's what I feel like is the missing link for people that are not rank advancing. Maybe your belief is not totally there. Maybe you're afraid to pick up that phone call. What is it? Because the only difference between you and somebody else is your belief. It's a decision. That's all you have to do is just decide that that's what you want to do. You want to achieve that goal, and we're going to run with you. Because you have a whole support team of people, and it doesn't need to be your upline or your downline. It could be a sideline. You pick an accountability partner, somebody that's going to be willing to run with you, somebody that has things in common with you, and lock arms with that person. Because many times, even though Lisa's my sponsor and she's amazing and I love her, but she's not always available. She's busy. She's going to England in a couple of days. So for me, I locked arms with my sidelines and my downline, and we became the best of friends. So you guys have to build that culture and community within the people that you have surrounding you, and surround yourself with people that only lift you higher. You're not going to surround yourselves with the negative people, because that's going to just bring you down and put you in that negative place. Do you ever feel yourself, if you're in a negative place or negative vibration and you start talking to people, negative things start happening to you? You guys believe that?
Absolutely.
That's what's happening to a lot of people. And unfortunately, when you're going to share something that you're so passionate about, you believe, because you've had the experience either with the products or the business or whatever it is that you're sharing with someone else, and one negative person says something bad about it, it brings your whole demeanor down. So what do? I mean, you guys don't know the challenges everybody has. Yeah, I look like I have a smile on my face every single day, but you don't know day in and day out what I have to go through to put myself in that position, because it's a lot of mindset training. And I am so grateful for the community and the culture and the friendships that I built within Isagenix, because without all of you guys, I'd be nothing, really. Because it's a grim world out there. And if you really think about it, I know I can count on any one of you guys if I needed something to give you a call, and you guys would give me the pep talk. But meanwhile, you guys think that I'm the happy one, right? Hello, Lenore. So that's the truth. And you have to just keep consistent activity. You can't just want to, throw a wet paper towel at the wall and hope that that's going to stick. It's going to be day in, day out, even if you just make one phone call a day. Do what works for you, but do it consistently. That's so important, to keep doing it every single day, even if it's just a little bit. But when you skip the days and you do 20 calls today and then 0 calls the next 3 days, that's not feasible. It's not going to work. It's too hard. No one's going to duplicate that. No one's going to follow you, because your vibration is, when you start making one phone call and it went well for you, you're going to make another phone call and another phone call, and you're going to feel good about it, right? But when you make one phone call and it's a rejection and you stop and you don't make another phone call for 3 more days, you've just set yourself back 4 days. Are you guys contacting new people, adding people to your list, always growing your list, adding new people on your Facebook? You don't have to know a lot of people. Believe me, I haven't signed on that many people, but I've grown relationships with the people in my downline. And that's what's made me successful. It's fostering and building relationships within this vibrant community. We have a ton of resources that we can go to via social media where you can meet people. But all it starts with is a decision and the belief. You have to build the belief for yourself. Believe me, I came from a bad place. When I first started Isogenics, I didn't even have money to buy food for my family. $100,000 in credit card debt. Almost losing my house, people calling my house every single day to foreclose it. I don't tell you this because I want you to feel sorry for me. I tell you because I made the choice. And instead of crying and crawling up into a ball, I made a decision to make this work for me. I'm no better than any one of you guys, except that I'm determined and I've built the skill set over time. It's practice, constant, consistent practice. Do you guys believe that you can do it? That's if you believe you can do it, you'll do it. The only difference between you and anybody else is extra zeros at the end of their paycheck. But whatever you've done up until today, you earned that so far. Are you going to wait till it gets worse, or are you going to change it today? That's the only difference. You could change it, and you can change it today. You have the power inside of you. Are you writing your goals down? I write my goals down at the beginning of every single month. I do weekly goals, monthly goals, 3-month goals, 6-month goals. If I don't hit those goals, I write them over. Because all it did was I didn't fail. I just didn't hit the goal. Let me read some of these comments here. Sorry. Does anybody have any questions or comments so far? Yes, Denise, 3 new calls a day. That's what you have. Yep. Jamie didn't leave her desk for weeks straight. Her butt was in the chair. Her phone was in the hand. And she made 5 crystal executive maps. How many people here have filled out the crystal executive map? That's so important. Do you have a paper list? Because you know what? I used to keep my list on my phone. It doesn't work. You need to have a paper list. Are you hiding behind text messages, or are you making phone calls? Because for me, it's a belly-to-belly business. I do better one-on-one with people, on the phone with people, sharing my authentic story. And if you don't feel comfortable with that yet, use the voice text messenger. People can hear you. So that's our to-do list for this week. I think everybody should print out a brand new crystal executive map, because we still have about, well, less than 30 days, probably about 20 days to get to crystal executive before the reset is done. Who's going for it? Because I'm going for it again. We can print that out. We can fill it out, have an accountability partner, and just go for it. So at this point, I'm going to open up the call to anyone who wants to share or has any questions about anything that we went over so far. Thanks, Denise, for putting that up there. I don't know where Stephanie's going, but I feel like I'm following her.
I'd like to share something.
Yeah, go ahead, Phil.
I wanted to kind of share about, we all have those times where we're in a funk. I was in a funk, and, I always have Susie, Denise, Teresa, you okay? You seem quiet, and it's okay. Like, I have at times even reached out and say, ugh, I'm in a funk. And they'll all be like, oh, you're being ridiculous, or they'll yell at me, or they'll be very loving as one or the other, but it helps me get out of it. And I was in a funk a couple of weeks ago, but then I got out of it because they reached out to me, or I'll reach out to them, and I got the 5 enrollments for the June boom. if you're in some sort of way, just reach out to somebody. All you need is for someone to talk to you a little bit. And even if they just make you laugh, like we're silly together or we'll cry together. It's just reach out to somebody on the team. That makes all the difference in the world. And the other thing is be a little aware of the team around you. If you haven't heard from someone in a while, send them a text message. They may be in a funk and they're just not telling you. It makes such a huge difference. And I know it did for me this past week. So I just wanted to kind of say that's really important as well in this business, is to help pull each other out. We all get to those moments where we'll have great weeks, and there are weeks where our mindset or something personal happens, and all you need is that one conversation and everything changes again.
Thank you for sharing that. And you know what? That's why these calls are so important. So if we can't get connected with anybody else on the team, get connected with the team. Because you know what? If your vibration is low, we will lift you higher. If your vibration is high, we need you to lift us up higher, right? That's what we're here for. We're here to be together. We don't have to financially be benefiting. That's, as human beings, we're here to make a difference on this earth, in this world. It's not about the money. For me, it's something so much huger. If you guys don't mind, I want to have my friend Laura, who's an Isobody Challenger. She's a finalist who's going to be on stage at Celebration. And she had challenges in her life with her health. And she turned it completely 180 degrees. If you don't mind, Laura, if you could just share a little bit about that, about your journey. She's lost over 100 pounds and is a finalist, hopefully winning $25,000 in August.
Susie, I was just going to say, I appreciate you, and I'm so grateful for you and Steven. This is one team, and that's what I am loving about this company. I just went to Top Achievers in Banff, and those are all of our top income earners in this company. I've never felt so welcome and a part of something so big, and it just drives Myron and I. My husband has lost 107 pounds. I've lost 112. It'll be 2 years, September 1st, that we started. To say this company's changed our life is, I don't even have words. The people, the community, the business, it all just blows my mind that I'm in California. I mean, I've met a lot of you in New Jersey, and I'm so grateful that you invite me in and let me see, be a part of these meetings, and I jump in when I can, because I've got a huge team of my own out here that has supported us and just drives us every day. But I love learning from everybody, and I totally get where Jamie, I so can resonate right now, because I sat at manager for a very long time. I did hit Crystal Director this reset, and I'm gunning for executive, Crystal Executive. But I also got picked as Isobody finalist, and this is a huge honor. Isobody is isogenics. It's the support you get within the Isobody Facebook groups. That drove Myron and I. It fueled us to keep going in our weight loss. Putting that story out and my pictures out there has built, they just built us up. Like Susie says, that I've never been built up so much in my life. I'm 54 years old. I've raised 3 adult kids. I didn't know how to eat. My mom didn't. My grandma didn't. I ate comfort food, junk. I did that to my kids. And Isogenics has given me a way to reteach my adult kids how to eat. And my grandkids are making good decisions. And I got a huge family, you know. Isabody family has been amazing. I love them. I love what they stand for. And all of you are my ISA family. It's the most amazing thing I've ever experienced. Myron and I have a life now. We gave up. We settled. We moved into an over 55 community when I was 50. I figured this was it. I didn't care what these people thought of me. They didn't care how I looked in my bathing suit at the pool every day. I live in Palm Springs. You don't want to wear a lot of clothes here. It's hot. It's 116 today. So Isagenix has changed so much. And to hear my brother say he got to go paddle boarding and put on some shorts that he hadn't worn in over a year, things like that make you keep going and make you know that what we're doing is right. And what we have with Isagenix is just unbelievable. And I'm just so grateful. I'm so grateful for this journey. It's getting real. Banff was, I'm not going to lie, was a lot of very uncomfortable things. I had to do video shoots and photo shoots. I'm that girl in the back that didn't want to be seen in the front. But you know what? They made it good. They made it simple. And the integrity and the love and the caring that we see within Jim and Kathy, it's real. It's real. And it goes deep in all of us that are in Isagenix. And when it gets into you, you get it, you know? And I'm so encouraged by hearing Jamie today, because I've been doing that too, sitting back waiting. And I'm excited to get out there and start really getting out there. And Isabody gave me that push, so everything happens for a reason. I think Isagenix really decided, okay, let's get her out of her box, and they sure did. So it's been an amazing journey. I'm just so blessed. We all are so blessed to be a part of this company. Craig, you're amazing, man. Do you sleep?
He doesn't sleep. He's an ISA junkie now.
Well, get used to it, Craig, because
Love him.
that's what happened to us. We became event junkies. My mother died at 70. I lost a lot of family then. Her husband, 47 years, that whole family went away. So what I found in Isagenix is a family. And real quick, I call it a family tree. And all the teams are the branches on our tree. And God, what an amazing tree we have. And it just grows and grows and grows. And I'm so excited that I get to climb that tree and bounce on all these branches, because the teams open their hearts up to us. And I love that about this company. It's what drives me to go to the events and to meet everybody. It's just the most amazing journey. So I hope you all have just as much fun as we're having, and just keep having fun with it, because there's nowhere in this world that this happens. That you get, I'm seeing my friends rise up and do so many beautiful things, and they're getting paid to do it. It's a beautiful thing. I'm watching my best friend go today because she hit 8-star, and she's helped so many people, and she gets to go buy her first Louis Vuitton bag. That's huge, and I'm so excited for her. So, you know what? It's not unthinkable for any of us, because we're all worth it, and we all deserve it. And this company deserves us to give back, because they've given us so much.
Thank you so much for sharing that, Laura. We love you. We're cheering you on. I always say, you know what, without this culture and the community of Isagenix, I don't know where I would be. We can make money anyplace else, but you cannot find what you find here. What we have is golden. It's priceless. You can't find friendships that lift you up unconditionally take care of you, love you, are there for you, have your back. And I just noticed my BFF, Steven Livoti, on the call. He is the heart of Isogenics for me. I swear to God, if you could just say he is that one person who loves on everyone, I can cry every single time, because he knows when I'm not feeling well. He'll just, all of a sudden, he'll call me out of the blue and say, "Are you all right, sis?" And I'll be like, "No, I'm not, but thank you." And I know I have his back the same. Steven, congratulations. He just hit 8-star, which is huge. That's, 250 cycles a week. Can you even imagine a dollar amount on that? I mean, he's my sugar daddy, but he doesn't know it yet. But all kidding aside, it's so funny. He was like, after 250 cycles, you don't get paid for the extra cycles. And I'm like, all right, well, throw a sister some extra cycles then. But Steven, can you just share a little bit? Because you know what? Your heart shines through. And the reason that you are as successful as you are is because you never care who the person is. You're always lifting everybody up. You'll take anybody's phone call. You make 3-way phone calls for anybody across the world. You don't care if it's financially beneficial to you. You foster what it is to be the culture and community of Isogenics. Can you just share a little bit?
Sure. I don't know if I could add anything to this call. It's been spectacular. I've been listening, and I was actually jumped from the recording of Lisa's call with Angela and Jessica onto this one, so I was just listening to that call too. My drive comes from my passion from the transformation I had with the products. I mean, it's just that's the bottom line. And another driver I have is having gone through how I was treated and saw people get treated going through the financial collapse of 2008. I know that could happen at any time to anyone, and we have this lifeline. So I've learned to develop patience. Really just put it out there, invite people into it, and develop patience. I see this as I love the tree. Just the tree you're talking about, Laurie. I look at just as planting seeds. Planting seeds. Some seeds actually get planted into the organization, and eventually people will come around. If we're consistent. And I would say the one thing that I've been is consistent. I've never really taken time off from it. So the momentum shows up in the cycles with that because I love it. If I'm awake and someone texts me, I'm responsive because I love it. It really is that simple. I absolutely love and appreciate what we have. And it was a long learning curve for me. I didn't, I can empathize and I can understand what people, like, especially like this last week, when you see rank advancements and you have all this stuff and going on, and you're like, well, why not me? Like, why isn't this happening to me? Why isn't this happening now? And you can get caught up in that. Like when I came over, everyone was going to Crystal Executive. It seemed in like 4 weeks. I mean, it was like, really where it was like the longest it seemed for anyone to go. And it took me 8 months, and then I lost it. And I just look at where my focus was and what I was not able to do. And my conviction, it took 4 years for me to have unshakable belief in this. And it's for a lot of reasons. One, being battle tested in the field, having people scrutinize the ingredients, people cynical about the industry, like all of that kind of stuff. I've just heard it so many times and I've been able to deal with it. And I've seen the company support that with their third-party clinical data studies, with everything they can do to make this easy for anybody to share. I'm not a star athlete. I don't have like a great transformation. I'm just some guy going through life who found something that is just awesome. And I learned how to really learn it. And I go to events and Susie, you and I talk about this a lot. There's a lot of times I picked up tickets for people, no one showed, and I went to, and all that kind of stuff. What I've learned to do is really cast the vision around the events to show people, like really have them understand what it is if they want, whatever they want out of it. Another piece, and Lisa shared this, and if anyone hasn't seen the call this afternoon, where she's masterful and where I continue to learn is to always come from a place of curiosity. I don't think really people care all that much about my success or like, whatever it is. They want to know what's in it for them. And they want to know that we're here and, to support them. And we have to find out why. Like, what is it that they really want, and then match that need. Continually, like top achievers and all these different things. I just continue to learn from people. And I just had another huge bunch of breakthroughs these past couple of weeks from just all different sources. So there's never one thing. Jamie, you were sharing, I don't know if you shared it on this call, but I know you shared it earlier. There's never really one thing that shifts. I think there's a lot of little things compounded over time that help us to transform our mindset. So that's why I continue to plug in. I've made a big investment into an executive coach who helped me out last year. I watch TED Talks every single day. I listen to podcasts every single day. I stay tuned in and I learn, and I just keep learning how to share this. And it's I've learned to be mindful who comes into the organization and wants it. It's not necessarily, and I don't know if I talk to other leaders or whatever, executives. A lot of times we're looking for that person that we sponsor to be that person, and it's just you never know who's going to come into this and really lock arms with you through the network of people. So as Lisa says, it's not who you know, it's who you're about to get to know. And people will see this for themselves. Like there's so many just things, like Herb's a Peta. So just get someone to an event, have this to an event, they'll see it for themselves. Like people will see this for themselves. And yeah, they are everything. And Jamie, really hats off to you, doing whatever it takes, volunteering, just getting there. This is what happens. Like this is the result because of commitment, right? Just whatever it takes by any means to get there. I love, that's so inspiring to me. I just love that you did that. Really appreciate you, and just big congratulations again. It's huge to get to executive. I know you feel different now. I know it's just a different feeling. So keep sharing it. Don't worry if people aren't ready. If they're not ready now, they may come around. I just had a big thing happen with someone in my downline who now financially really needs this, and now they're coming around. I'm willing to go and spend the time with and support our family and help them to learn this. So. Really, it's just learning. We're just stay in the learning zone, keep sharing, and be kind to yourself in this journey. You hear comparison is the thief of joy. Appreciate people's success because we're all keeping this company moving forward. If people didn't have success, we need to keep this company growing so we have it so they can keep putting money into research and development and the bonus plans and everything else. So celebrate every cycle, really. I know it just sounds kind of cliche and all that, but I think it's really important to look at what we have in this and to know if you stay the course, there's really no end. You just keep going and wake up the next day and do it again. And I think one of the biggest challenges is we live in this instant gratification society. So we have expectations and then we put in an effort and we don't see results immediately. And then we go, what's wrong with us? Like, why isn't this happening for me so fast? And we can have that chew away at our confidence and whatnot. So plateaus, plug into podcasts, stay plugged into these Zoom calls. Hats off to you, Susie, for being consistent with this every Monday night. It will happen. Jamie, going from hoping and wishing to doing. Do the do. I've learned to make a list of things and just do them. And then at the end of the day, I've done it, and then I'll go to the next day and then just compound it over time. You look up one day and you're like, holy smokes, did that really just happen? Everything that people say, like it's going to this, that, and it's like, whoa, Trezzy and Ryan hitting 5-star. We've been envisioning this for 3 or 4 years. Not the stars, I don't even know what the heck I can't process this yet. And to your point, Susie, it just makes me, I look at it as this gives me more time to try to help more people. That's really how I look at it, so.
100%. And it's more gratifying when you see other people. Like for me, it was the proud mom moment when Jamie was the one who, rank advanced to executive. And it wasn't about me. It's what I can do to support her for her goals once she declared the goal. But that's the key. You have to declare your goal, because if you don't know what you're shooting for, you're never going to hit it. And it's so important to write your goals down. Like we said earlier, the call to action this week, for those of you who still want to get to executive, Crystal Executive, you still have plenty of time left to get to Crystal Executive. Fill out that roadmap to executive, Google roadmap to executive, and you can just fill it out. If you don't have somebody that's, you feel comfortable to support you, call on anybody. We're all here to help each other, to show you where you could be working and how you can strategize. There's podcasts that can also help you as well. But you know what? You really need to stay in the learning zone, and getting to events was key for me from the beginning, non-negotiable. I bought tickets, like Steven said, for so many. Jamie was one of them. She showed up to the first one. She's putting her hand on her face. She shows up to, university, and IC University, and then she walks out and she's like, see ya. Okay, so I paid for this ticket, and she just walked out, whatever. But you know what? I just kept at it, and I believed in her, and I kept showing up. And, that's what you need to be for other people. You need to be showing up for other people. It's not about you. It's about helping them get to their goal. But if you don't ask them what their goal is, you can never help them achieve it. And we're here as leaders and servant leaders to help other people, create something so amazing in their life. If you tell me 5 years ago that this is what I would have created in my life, I wouldn't have believed you. I pinch myself sometimes when I think about, do we really get paid for this? Like, is this serious that we work from home and what we do is making phone calls? It's not that hard. For me, it was harder to receive those phone calls, of bill collectors telling me that my house was going into foreclosure or that my restaurant business was going to have the lights shut off. What's so hard about this? So what if you get rejection? Because it's not about you. They're rejecting the shake. They're rejecting Isagenix for this moment. It's not their timing. It's not right now. It's not a no forever. Because eventually,
I just want to share, I think where we get caught up is we all have belief systems and structures. We know what we know. And a mistake I made in the beginning was I saw the big picture of what this was. I assumed, who wouldn't want that? Like, who wouldn't want freedom? Who wouldn't want to be confined? Who likes being confined in a schedule and being told how much they're worth and pay and all that kind of stuff? It's Laura, you get emotional when you realize what we have, right? And we had to be in it to really see it. So people can't see, they're not there to see that because of what they know. So there's compassion in that and empathy in that too. It's or I should just say it's just taking the time to get to know somebody and finding out, and going back to the call that Lisa was sharing on the call this afternoon. When you come from that place of curiosity and take genuine interest in someone's life, it's going to show up. And then you're just going to see what they really need and support them from there, and again, it goes back to patience. I have all of these people in the pipeline. I have this one woman I know could use this, and it's I'm not going to get into the whole story, but she's like 30-day here, 30-day there, had her sponsor her husband. So she had the free enrollment and free shipping to save on some costs. Now I just told her she got a $25 coupon for her next order. And I'm just dripping on her, like, what this income could look like for her. She's just not there yet. She's dealing with whatever, like stuff like in her life that's real. And then just what, cynicism around what this is, especially in New York. And I don't know if this is even just really pertains to just New York, but the mentality around New York is kind of like, what's the hustle? Like what's the catch? Like, it's a lot of people in a lot of places. So just getting them to just kind of get into a space of being willing to open up to learn a little bit. Heidi Smith just posted, she's on Tresley's team, what her mindset was like going to a home presentation, just going there to appease her friend, and had their whole plan of how they were going to do this and get rid of it in 30 days. I think a lot of people say that and do that, and how it started to change physically for her and her boyfriend, as they did this. And now I think she just hit a rank advance of 1 star. So she's getting there. Again, just giving people enough. And then, being patient and just bringing some people in slowly and consistency, just really consistently sharing. I hope that helps, Anna.
Yeah. Thank you, Steven. We appreciate you. And the main thing is to get into action, because without action, we have nothing. We could think about it. We can watch all the podcasts, listen to all the podcasts and watch all the webinars. But if we're not getting into action and actually contacting people and making connections and building those relationships, we really don't have anything. So we're probably over time, and I apologize if we went a little bit over. I think the content was really amazing tonight, and I appreciate all of you guys getting on the call, and we look forward to seeing you guys next week. Have a great night, everyone. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.